السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, today we are looking at lesson number 57, as you can see. And today's lesson is going to be a very nice lesson. It's actually talking about one of the caliph. We have the eighth caliph of the Umayyad Caliphate, and that is Khalifatu Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, a very famous person that we all know, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. We are going to, and as you can see, this is just part one. Of course, there's going to be a second part, and very interestingly, whatever we are coming to learn here is just going to be short about this particular person, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Even up until now, books are still written on the achievements that he has made in power. He spent just about 2 years and a few months in power. But the achievement that he was able to do up until today, as I said, up until today, there are still books being written about him. He was a very sincere person, of course. You know, the sincerity is what I believe mainly to be the progress of his work. So, as I said, whatever we are coming to see here is going to be a little about him. It's just going to be a little about him. Actually, there are books that talks about a whole lot of him. But we just have few lessons here. So let's talk about certain things here. So the author has brought this particular topic to tell us a little bit about him. So he begins by saying that ولد عمر بن عبد العزيز سنة 61 هجرية. He was born in this particular year. Okay, 61 years after Hijrah. وأمه أم عاصم بنت عاصم ibn Umar ibn Khattab. So this is his lineage that he's mentioning to us. He says that Jama' al-Quran, meaning he memorized the Quran. When we say Jama' al-Quran, it doesn't literally, it means he gathered. But this is how do I say it? This is used to mean that he memorized the Quran. وَهُوَ صَغِيرٌ, while he was small, or while he was young. Of course, we all know this is wa'ul hal, haliya. Okay, it means while he was young. وَبَعَثَهُ أَبُوهُ إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ يَتَعَدَّبُ بِهَا. وَبَعَثَهُ أَبُوهُ, his father sent him إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ, to Medina, يَتَعَدَّبُ بِهَا, to learn from it, to learn in the city. He sent him to Medina to learn. Ta'addaba yata'addabu is to learn. Locally or mainly it is used to mean mannerism, to learn mannerism, manners. That's mainly where we use it. But it can also come to mean general education, to learn. وَكَانَ يَأْتِي عَبْدَ اللَّهِ ibn Umar كَثِيرًا. And he used to come to Abdullah ibn Aziz كَثِيرًا, a lot. لِمَكَانِ أُمِّهِ مِنْهُ, due to his mother's position with him, his mother's relationship with him. So this particular Abdullah ibn Aziz, his mother was the mother of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was close to this particular person. So because due to that, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he used to come to this particular person a lot. ثُمَّ يَرْجَعُ إِلَىٰ أُمِّهِ, then he returns back to his mother. فَيَقُولُ, and then he says, يَا أُمَّا, oh my mother, أَنَا أُحِبُّ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِثْلَ خَالِي, I wish to be, or I love to be like my maternal uncle. So this person that he used to go to, كَانَ يَأْتِي Abdullah ibn Umar كَثِيرًا. This Abdullah ibn Umar, he was the uncle, okay, maternal uncle of the one we are learning his history. Okay, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he has a maternal uncle, and that was Abdullah ibn Umar. And he used to go to him. So that's what he's saying. Now they say that وَكَانَ عُمَرُ بْنُ عَبْدِ الْعَزِيزِ فِي شَبَابِهِ مُتَنَعِّمًا. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, fi shababihi, in his youthful age, mutana'iman, he used to be luxurious. That's what we mean by mutana'iman. The verb here is tana'ama yatana'amu. It means to live a luxurious life, to be lavish. So mutana'imun means a person who is living a luxurious life. The person loves to enjoy. There is small opportunity, he wants to use it to enjoy. So that is a mutana'iman. He loves to live a lavish life. So yuksiru min at-tib. He used to do a lot of tib. Tib means the perfume. So meaning he used to apply perfume a lot. Yuksiru min at-tib. He used to apply perfume a lot. And that was his life before the caliphate. Okay, before he was given this position, he was living a luxurious life, a very lavish life. حتى توجد رائحته في المكان الذي يمر به. Such that, he used to apply perfume a lot, such that توجد رائحته, his smell is found في المكان الذي يمر به, in the place where he passes by. So this is a person who applies perfume a lot, such that if he passes by a particular place, even if he has left the place long time, if you are passing by there, you will still hear the smell. So that was how serious his luxurious life was. وَيَمْشِي مِشْيَةً تُسَمَّى الْأُمَرِيَّةِ. وَيَمْشِي, he was walking. Yamshi, of course we all know, he was walking. Mishyatan, a particular type of walking. Tusamma, that was called al-Umariyya. It was called al-Umariyya. He was moving, when he's walking, he walked in a particular style. So this, when we say mishyatun, it means the style of the walking. We call this in Arabic language ismul hay'a. Ismul hay'a. And that's when verbs come on the pattern of fi'latun, it means we call it ismul hay'a. When you see an adjective or a noun that comes on the pattern of fi'latun, it means ismul hay'a. It describes the nature of it. Let me give you an example. We have julus. Julus means sitting. Okay, julus means sitting. But if I want to say his sitting is like something so and so, if I want to describe the nature of his sitting, so hay'a means nature of something. So that's why we call it ismul hay'a. If you want to describe the nature of a particular masdar, verbal noun, we use the ismul hay'a. We put it on the pattern of fi'latun. So julus means he's sitting. But if I want to describe the nature of the sitting, I'll say jilsatuhu. He's sitting, and then I'll mention something. Jilsatuhu kezalik. His sitting is like this, so and so. I hope that is clear. So this is what we term as ismul hay'a. Okay, like Imam Malik says, وَفَعْلَةٌ لِمَرَّةٍ كَجَلْسَةٍ وَفِعْلَةٌ لِهَيْئَةٍ كَجِلْسَةٍ وَفِعْلَةٌ لِهَيْئَةٍ كَجِلْسَةٍ. I think it even comes in the Quran. Okay. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ. Isha. Aish means life. Life is a masdar, Aish. But when we want to describe the nature of the life in which they will be living, we say Ishatun. So we put it on the pattern of fi'latun. So Allah says fi ishatin radiya. Allah is describing the nature, how is their life? Those inhabitants of Jannah, how is their life? And then Allah says fi ishatin radiya. How that is clear. The nature, Allah is describing the nature of their life. So if you want to describe the nature of something, we will put it on the pattern of ismul hay'a. So here he's describing the nature of his work, and he says that وَيَمْشِي مِشْيَةً, and he walks a particular walking. Okay, to some man that is named al-Umariyya. It's called al-Umariyya. كَانَ الْجَوَارِ يَتَعَلَّمْنَهَا مِنْ حُسْنِهَا. The slave workers, okay, or the slave girls, bondswomen, jariyatun. The singular is just jariyatun. It means a female worker, slave girls. You know these slave girls. Mostly in the Arab culture, that's where you see it a lot. You see some girls, they serve, they are slaves, and then they work for their bosses. Okay, so that's what we term as jariyatun, a female slave. So the plural is jawari. So وَكَانَ الْجَوَارِ يَتَعَلَّمْنَهَا. They used to learn it. مِنْ حُسْنِهَا, due to its beauty. The one that was very nice. The way he was walking, the style of his walking was nice, such that the female slaves, they used to learn it. And he says that وَلَمْ يَزَلْ عَلَى هَذَا التَّنَعُّمْ. And he continued this lavish life. لم يزل على هذا التنعم. He was still on this lavish life حتى ولي الخلافة, until he was given the responsibility of the khilafah. Meaning that the verb here is wala. Wala yali, it means to be given responsibility. So the person who takes care of your responsibility is called the wali. The wali. You know, in Islamic marriage, one part of the main contract is that there is going to be a transfer of responsibility from the wali to the husband, the one who is coming to marry the woman. There's going to be a transfer of responsibility from the wali to the husband. So wali means the person who takes care of you. So Allah says wali, Allahu waliyul lazina amanu. Allah is the protective friend. So protective friend, someone who protect you, someone who take charge of you. So meaning that if you use it here, it means that he was given the responsibility of taking care of the khilafah. I hope that is clear. So hatta wali al khilafah, he was given the responsibility of being the khilafah. فَزَهِدَ فِي الدُّنْيَا. When this happened, زَهِدَ فِي الدُّنْيَا, he became ascetic towards this worldly life. That's why we call asceticism zuhd. Zuhd. A person who is very ascetic, we call him zahid. Someone who doesn't have anything to do with this world. And there are people like that. They just live this world. Like, they are in this world, but it's as if they are not in this world. Like they just restrain themselves. Always they are in the zikr, or always they are in some culture they call them Sufis. Sufis. How that is clear. So that's what them as Zahid. Okay, the verb here is Zahida. Zahida means to detach from something, to lose love for something, like to lose interest in something. So that's what he said. For Zahida fi dunya, he became detached. He lost interest in this world. وَرَفَضَهَا, and he rejected it. Rafada means to reject something. So he says something and then they tell you, Haza marfud. Mana, this is rejected. I hope that is clear. وَرَفَضَهَا, and he rejected it. Mana, he rejected this world. وَكَانَ فِي شَبَابِهِ. So this is what he did. He was living a very lavish life. Madam Abdul Aziz. But when he was given this responsibility, he just became a zahid. He just lost interest in this particular world, and his main concentration was on how to revive the Sunnah and then the Quran. That was what his main mission was, and he had a lot of accomplishment. His accomplishment, if you look at it, it amazes you how was he able to do that within just a span of 2 years and a few months. What he was able to accomplish, it will take several years for Islamic rulers today to accomplish that. Yes. So, and mainly, if you look, he was very sincere. Actually, that was one thing about him. Very, very sincere. Very, 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 very sincere. He would not even afford to spend 1 dirham out of the Muslim wealth, even if it is for something normal, casual. Maybe he's studying or something that may even be in the interest of the Islamic lesson. He would prefer to use his own resources if he have it, but not to pick from the Islamic lesson. But today, look at what is happening. Islamic leadership is something that when you have it, you see it as a responsibility and not as a means to enjoy. So that was how he looked at it. That was how he saw it. But today, unfortunately, may Allah help us. So he says that وَكَانَ فِي شَبَابِهِ, and he was in his youthful age. وَوِلَايَتِهِ لِلْمَدِينَةِ كَثِيرَ التَّعْظِيمِ لِلْعُلَمَاءِ. He used to attach great respect, at-ta'zim, the manner of respect or glorification, لِلْعُلَمَاءِ, to scholars. He used to respect scholars a lot. Today, you can see what is happening. Most of our Islamic leaders, they have problems with Islamic scholars in their countries. Sheikh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he himself, he was imprisoned just for speaking the truth. But if you follow up those who imprison him, they are also Muslims. They are Muslim leaders. But they don't want the truth to be spoken. No one should speak the truth. even if they are wrong. So كثير التعظيم للعلماء, he used to give attach great importance to Islamic scholars. شديد الإظام للمسجد الرسول, and he also attach great importance or great respect, great glorification to the Masjid of Rasulullah. Here at-ta'zim and then i'zam, they are almost similar things. At-ta'zim, it is coming from az-zama. Az-zama yu'azzim. So that is muta'addi, fi'l muta'addi. The same word here, az-zama. Hamza to ta'diyah, and this is also ta'diyah. So they are almost similar meaning. Okay, glorification. But at least they are similar, almost similar. But khashi'an mutadayyinan. Khashi'an was fearing a lot. The man of Allah, fearing of Allah. Mutadayyinan, he was religious. Mutadayyinan, he was religious. You can see dain or deen here. That's what we call deen is religion. So when we see someone is mutadayyinan, meaning he's religious. Deen has different meanings. Inshallah, one day we look at it. It has about 4 meanings. This lesson is long. I don't want us to stop here and then it will take a lot of time. So, inshallah, one day when we come across deen, we will explain it into details. So, وَأَحِدَ سُلَيْمَانُ ibn Abdul Malik إِلَيْهِ بِالْخَلِيفَةِ وَأُمَرُ لَا يَعْلَمُ. So, the Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, the caliphate, the position of the caliphate was given to him by Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik. This was the person who appointed him. وَأُمَرُ لَا يَعْلَمُ. Whilst Umar was not aware, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he was not aware. فَلَمَّا عَلِمَ فَزِعَ. When he got to know, that he was appointed, فَزِعَ, he got scared of what has happened. وَقَالَ, and then he said, وَاللَّهِ إِنَّ هَذَا الْأَمْرَ مَا سَأَلْتُ اللَّهَ قَطُّ. Indeed, this matter I have not asked Allah. I have never asked Allah. The manner I have never prayed to Allah or asked Allah to give me this position of caliphate. He saw it as a very big responsibility and not a means to raise his status in the society, or a means to be respected, and a means to be served, and a means to accumulate wealth in the society. He didn't see, he was just looking at the responsibility. Like they say, don't look at the honor, or the respect. وَتَنْسَى التَّقْلِيف, and forget the responsibility. You have the responsibility, but it comes with, we look at the honor or the respect that is attached to it, such that you even forget about the responsibility. That's not, you shouldn't do that. وَقَدَّمَ إِلَيْهِ صَاحِبُ الْمَرَاكِبِ. And then the صَاحِبُ الْمَرَاكِبِ, the owner of the rights, the one who is in charge of the right. قَدَّمَ إِلَيْهِ, he presented to him, or he gave to him, مَرْكَبَ الْخَلِيفَةِ, the right of the Khalifa. The right, meaning if you are a Khalifa, there is a particular right, maybe a horse, that is dedicated to you. So the owner, the one who is in charge of the horses, for the Muslims, he gave him a particular right, something like a horse, for him to be used. فَأَبَى, and then he refused. وَقَالَ, and said, إِهْتُونِي بِبَقْلَتِي, bring me my mule. إِهْتُونِي بِبَقْلَتِي, bring me my mule. So he used to have a mule, a donkey, that he is riding. So he said he doesn't want this right that is presented to him. Baglatun, the plural is bigal, like Allah says in the Quran, وَالْخَيْلَ وَالْبِغَالَ وَالْحَمِيرَ لِتَرْكَبُوهَا وَزِينَ. So the bigal is the mule. Allah created all these things for us to be riding. وَرَدَّ الْمَرَاكِبِ, and then he returned them. He returned those things, those marakib, those horses. He said they should send them back. He has his mule. He's sufficient with it. وَالْسُرَادِقَاتِ, and then suradiqat are like curtains, canopies. You see, when we have tent, that's the appropriate tent. You see, if you go to a particular chief house, and the person is a very respected king, or a very big king, you see there are canopies outside, even outside his castle or whatever. You see canopies that have been erected. Okay, and all these things are for glorification. Most of them, they are even redundant, but they just put them there for beautification and other things. So he was given such things. Surah Al-Qat, as I said, is canopies or tent. You have material. Mainly you use those things and they were extended for shade. Okay, we call them Surah Al-Qat. I think it even comes in the Quran. Like Allah says in Surah Al-Kahf, I think so. Inna atadna liz-zalimina nara ahata bihim suradiquha. Oh, that is clear. Ahata bihim suradiquha. So Allah is saying in the fire of hell is also going to have canopy, something like a canopy. Okay, tent, shade. It's going to have some kind of shades. Okay, that will engulf those who are burning in it. Furush. Okay, and carpet. Furush can mean whether carpet or mattress, something that we lay on the floor to rest on it. That is furush. Okay, firash is the singular. Adhan, and then adhan is the plural of duhun. Duhun means oil. But here, adhan here, it means perfumed oils. Okay, oils that have some, it's not just any normal oil, they are perfumed. Okay, and so they are used for beautification. The kings, they use them. It was siyab al-khassata bil-khalifa, and clothes that were specific, okay, specifically for the khilafah. Okay, there were some clothes, it was specifically designed for the khalifa. Those things were also given to him, and then he rejected them. Ila bayti mal al-muslimin, to the money house of the Muslims. We have a particular storage place where the Muslims' property are being kept. So he said all these things should be returned today. So he returned them to the Baytul Mal, the money house, the storage facility for the Muslims, where our property, the Muslim property, is being kept. وَجَلَسَ لِلنَّاسِ بَعْدَ ثَلَاثٍ, and then he sat with the people after 3. So meaning after 3, somewhere around Asr time, after 3, he sit with the people. وَحَمَلَهُمْ عَلَى الشَّرِيعَةِ, and then he handled them. Hamala here, hamala means to carry, but here it's suitable to handle or to treat. He treat them based on the Sharia. He treats everybody based on the Sharia. وَرَدَّ الْمَظَالِمِ, and then he returned the mazalim. Mazalim is the plural of mazlima. Okay, mazlima means mazlimatun. It means injustice. Okay, so mazalim is the plural. So he makes sure that if someone harms someone unjustly, he makes sure that the person pays it back. So that's what he meant by here. وَرَدَّ الْمَظَالِمِ, and he returned the injustice. Anything injustice, he makes sure that it is being paid off. وَأَحْيَا الْكِتَابَ وَالسُّنَّةِ, and then he revived the kitab, the Quran, and then the Sunnah. He revived it. He made a lot of effort in that aspect, building of several madaris in Quran, and then a lot of this for scholars to raise the Islamic teaching for the youth, and then everybody at large. He really invested in these things, and that's what we should be having in an Islamic society. It's very pathetic nowadays. We have our fundamental root. We as Muslims, our fundamental root is the Quran and then the Sunnah at large. But if you come as in a normal Islamic society, we lack these basic necessities. We don't have several madaris that teaches the Quran. It's not so. We should have specific madaris for just teaching of Quran and the Sunnah. We can have general madaris, but this one should be there for a basic. All the average Muslims should pass through this and should know a little bit. The average Muslim should know the Quran. These are the madaris that we want for just to be at the basic level, not such that we can have other madaris such as Jamia and other things, universities, Islamic universities, where students of knowledge can go learn. But still, these things should be there for the basic level, average Muslim. As far as you are a Muslim, you should pass through this Islamic teaching. And that's just the Quran and the Sunnah. A little bit, you should have an average knowledge about it. So that is what this person was having. He did a lot of investment in this area. So that's why he said, وَأَحْيَا الْكِتَابَ وَالسُّنَّةِ. He revived it. وَسَارَ بِالْعَدْلِ, and then he moved with justice. He ruled with justice. وَرَفَضَ الدُّنْيَا, and then he rejected the world. وَزَهِدَ فِيهَا, and then he lost interest in it. وَنَهَا عَنِ الْقِيَامِ, and then he prohibited standing up, meaning standing up for him. This is something the Prophet also prohibited. When the Prophet is sitting And then, or when people are sitting and the Prophet is coming, and then they rise. You see, they stand up to greet him. The Prophet didn't like this. Even the Prophet cautioned us not to do this, especially leaders of today. If you are a leader and you are coming to people and then the people are getting up, you shouldn't have the desire for the people to get up for you. That's what the Prophet is saying. Don't have this desire in you. It's not right. And we should also know this. We as Muslims in general, we should know this. We shouldn't get up for leaders. You can simply sit and greet them. That's all. Waqtada bisalam. And then he started with the salam. If you meet this particular person, despite he is the Amir al-Mu'minin, he will greet you. This is something, if you are fighting for reward, if you greet, you get the reward. The normal call. So that's what the waqtada bisalam. He begins with the salam. Whether you are a child, you are what you are, he doesn't see himself to be above you. Watarakal anwan at-ta'am. And then he left different colors of food. If you go to a king palace, okay, then you have a dinner or something, you see different colors of food that have been prepared. I mean, luxurious life. You see different food, different colorful foods have been prepared. New one could have just been enough. And that's the nature, if we don't take time, that's the nature of money. Money is a necessity. It's a necessity, all right. We all need money for basic things. But if you have money and you don't take your time, it may become, you start seeing things that are luxurious to be need. You now see, we need a private jet. We need an artificial waterfall in this house. But the time you didn't have money, you see all these things to be useless. You see all these things, they are things that we don't need. But immediately you get money, you start seeing them to be, we need them. We need this, we need this, we need this. It now become a need, not a want. And that's a problem. So we have to be very careful. And all of us, me, you, and everybody, we as Muslims, we should be very cautious of this. Okay, when we get any small money, our life may change. So we should watch out. We should watch out. Okay. كان عنده قوم ذات ليلة. There was with him قوم, a group of people, ذات ليلة, one night. فقام إلى السراج. Then he got up to the lamp. There was a lamp that he got up to it. فأصلحه. And then he repaired it. Aslaha means to correct something. Something has went wrong, then you correct it. That is aslaha. Meaning there was a problem with the lamp. Then he went and then he repaired it. He went and maybe turned it on or whatever was it. He repaired it. He corrected it. فَقِيلَ لَهُ. Then it was said to him, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, oh, the leader of the Muslims, نَكْفِيكَ, we are sufficient for you. قَالَ, he said, وَمَا ضَرَّنِي كنت وأنا عمر بن عبد العزيز ورجعت وأنا عمر بن عبد العزيز وما ضرني. And what did it harm me? Did it harm me of anything? Did it hurt me? I went. They are saying that nakfika, we are sufficient for you. Why didn't you ask us to go and do it? But you went and did it yourself. That's what they are asking him. And they said nakfika, we are sufficient for you. Qala, he said, وَمَا ضَرَّنِي. And what did it harm me or what did it hurt me? كُنْتُ وَأَنَا عُمَرُ بْنُ عَبْدِ الْعَزِيزِ. I got up and I am Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. وَرَجَعْتُ وَأَنَا عُمَرُ بْنُ عَبْدِ الْعَزِيزِ. And I went back, I came back and then I am still Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Some people, when they are kings, they see it, this, I'm degrading myself by doing some works. Okay, I'm degrading myself. The Prophet, and that's the nature, he's emulating the sunnah of the Prophet. That's what the Prophet taught us. If you have the ability to do something, you do it on your own, even if you are king or whatever. Don't let people to serve you when you have the ability or the capability to do it. So if you can do it, better you do it yourself. Okay. وَأُتِيَ ذَاتَ يَوْمٍ مِنَ الْفَيْءِ وَأُتِيَ ذَاتَ يَوْمٍ مِنَ الْفَيْءِ بِأَنْبَرَةٍ. One day, Utiya, it was brought to him, min al-fay bi ambaratin. An ambara was brought to him one day from fay. Fay'un means the spoils of war. Spoil of war. When after war, when you gather the spoils, okay, we also call it ganima, okay, or naflun. From it we have anfal, Anfal. So we have Surah Al-Anfal. We talk about these things. Okay, nafilun. Even when we have nafila, nafila means what? An extra prayer. Okay, you do an extra ibadah. That is nafila, an extra ibadah. So it means those things, they are extra things. Then your main thing is to win them. I mean, there is a battle. So your aim is not going to get ganima or going to get spoils of war. But these things are extra. After the war, those things are there. Then you get them extra things. So that's why we call it nafilun, or the plural being anfal. From it we also have nafila. From similar word we have nafila, which means extra ibadah. So these things, they are extra things that we get after war. So the spoils of war. There is believers, maybe you kill them, then they run away and leave their items. Then you pick them. These are called nafil, ganima, or al-fay. So that's why you say al-fay. So utiya zata yawmin min al-fay bi ambaratin, with ambara. And ambara is also like a perfume. It's a wax. Okay, it's a wax material. It's just like an oil, a wax material that is used for making oil. It's a raw material for making, I'm saying oil. It's a raw material for making perfume. Okay, it's a raw material that is used for making perfume. Ambara. فَأَخَذَ بِيَدِهِ. Then he hold it with his hand. He took it with his hand. فَمَسَحَهَا. And then he wiped it. ثُمَّ أَمَرَ بِهَا. Then he commanded that فَرُفِعَتْ حَتَّى تُبَعَ. He commanded, and then it was taken. Farufi'at, meaning it was taken. Okay, so that such that it was sold. He commanded it to be sold, and then they sell it. Summa amarra yadahu ala anfihi. Then he passed his hand over his nose. Amarra. The verb here is marra. Marra means to pass by something. So if I say marar to be here, I passed by him. But if I add this hamza to ta'diyah, it means I caused something to move. I didn't pass myself. Maybe I caused something to pass. So amarra, he passed yadahu. So you can see yada, meaning his hand. He moved his hand ala anfihi, over his nose. You know when you raise your hand to smell a perfume or the scent of his perfume on your hand. That's what he did. فَوَجَدَ رِيحَهَا. Then he found its smell. فَدَعَا بِوُضُوءٍ فَتَوَدَّى. Then he called for wudu'in. Okay, this is wudu'in, not wudu'in. There is difference. When we have wudu'in, with this one being dhamma, you see the waw. When the waw is having dhamma, it means wudu, ablution, just the ritual ablution. But when you say wudu'in, when you give it fatha, the waw fatha, it means the water that is used for performing ablution. That's what we call the wudu. Oh, that is clear. The water itself. When the waw is having fatha like here, it means the water. It is referring to the water. So fada'a bi wudu'in fatawadda. Then he called for water. Fatawadda. Then he performed ablution. Meaning he didn't want to do any of the perfume to be the remains of it to be on his hand. Because he has sold it. And so he washed it off. وَكَانَ لَهُ غُلَامٌ يَأْتِيهِ بِكُمْكُمٍ. There was a boy, okay, who used to come to him with kumkum. This kumkum, mima'in, with water. Let me show you what we call kumkum. This kumkum, I think I have a picture of it here. Kumkum. How was it is here. I hope you can see it. This is what we term as kumkum. Okay, that's the kumkum. So there was a boy who used to bring this thing to him. Okay. So bikumkumin min ma'in musahhan. He used to bring heated water in it. So he will heat water and put it in that kumkum. And then he bring it to Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Yatawadda'u minhu. He used to perform ablution from it. فَقَالَ لِلْغُلَامِ يَوْمًا. One day he said to that little kid, أَتُسَخِّنُ الْمَاءَ فِي مَطْبَخِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Are you heating the water from the kitchen of the Muslims? So the Muslims have their own kitchen. A kitchen that is preserved for the Muslims. So he asked that child one day, where are you heating the water from? He always bring the heated water, but he doesn't know whether he's heating it from the Muslims' kitchen or his own kitchen. So he asked him one day, be clear. For Qala, the child said, Naam, yes. So the child replied that he has been eating it from the Muslim's kitchen. Qala, he said, this Umar ibn Abdul Aziz said, Afsatahu alayna. You have messed up things for us. You have messed it up for us. Afsatahu. Fasada of, let me break it down, this word. Let me break this word now. When we say fasada, fasada means for something to spoil. Okay, for something to spoil. Fasada, for something to spoil. But when we say afsada, meaning someone caused something to spoil. Hope that is clear. So if you say afsatahu alayna, meaning you have messed it up. You have messed up things for us. It's like you have mixed my property with the Muslim's property. You have let me eaten from something that, or taking something from somewhere where I was not supposed to take it from. I was not supposed to use the Muslim's kitchen for my own personal things. That's what he meant. He's trying to say. This is not something to be used for personal purposes. It's for the Muslims, but you have been heating the water from there. So meaning you have messed up things for us. So that's what he's saying. Afsatahu alayna. Summa hasaba tilka al-ayyam. Then he calculated hasaba to calculate something, to examine something. Okay, like they say hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasibu. Then he calculated or examined the number of these days. Wa adkhala al-khataba. And then he entered firewood. He put firewood fil matbakh, into the kitchen, to the Muslim's kitchen. So he calculated the number of days, and he examined, and then he put some firewood to replace the heating. Okay, the firewood which has been used to heat the water for him. Wa abta'a yawman an al-jum'ah. One day he was late. Abta'a, it means to be a little bit slow. I think we have seen this before. When we were doing a particular lesson, I think the name was Musawaka or something. Yes, I think in the book 1, we came across this word. You can remember him saying, وَكُنْتُ أَبْطَعُ قَلِيلًا. I was a little bit slow. أَبْطَعَ يُبْطِعُ. It means to be a little bit slow. I hope that is clear. But here, indirectly, it means he delayed. He was late. So وَأَبْطَعَ يَوْمًا عَنِ الْجُمْعَةِ. One day he delayed for Jumu'ah. قَلِيلًا, a little bit. فَأُوتِبَ. And then he was asked. Utiba, he was reproached. He was blamed. Not necessarily blaming, like friendly. He was questioned. Literally, he was questioned. The verb here is ataba yuktibu. I think this one is majhul, is the majhul form. So we say utiba, he was questioned, or he was blamed, friendly, in a friendly manner. في ذلك فقال, in that regard, and then he said, إنما انتظرت قميصي. I was only waiting for my shirt. غسلته أن يجف. I wash it to dry. غسلته أن يجف. I wash it to dry. So meaning he washed his clothes and then he dried it, and he was waiting for it to become dry so that he wait. So what does it tell us? It tells us that he didn't even have enough clothes to change. That's the picture they are painting here. Qala Azhar said, رأيت عمر بن عبد العزيز يخطب الناس وعليه قميص مرقوع. I saw Umar ibn Abdul Aziz يخطب الناس, بمعنى he was addressing the people. Okay, he was giving a khutbah to the people, a sermon. وعليه قميص مرقوع, and he had a cloth on him that was marku'un, that was patched. Patched dress is what we term as marku'un. Raqa'a, it means to patch something, for something to tear and then you patch it. So the dress he was wearing was patched dress. And the Muslim had a lot of money at that time. The Baitul Mal, the Muslim storage house, there was a lot of money in it. But this person, he didn't use it as a means, for his own personal gains. He could have done that. And so as several other khulafa, like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he added that his salary should be the lowest. Several people, those who work on the path of Allah, they get paid. They get paid. Those who go to, they give up their life for Islam. So some of them, they have pay from the Muslims' account. They have been paid to cater for their needs so that they will keep on doing the work of Islam. But Umar, of course, he was the Khalifa, the head. He ordered that his salary should be the lowest compared to any other person. So this is the kind of iman they had. They were really out to serve for the deen and not for any other purpose. May Allah grant us rectify this ummah and grant us this kind of enthusiasm, this kind of iman. Allahumma habib ilayna al-iman wa zayyinhu fi qulubina wa karrih ilayna al-kufra wal-fusuqa wal-isyan waj'alna min ar-rashidin. Inshallah we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next lesson. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.